on where your career is. And everybody brings up 2K when this conversation starts. Usually they're saying something like EA needs to do what 2K does.
You know what I found funny about that? Niggas hate 2K. They niggas can't stand 2K. Every time a new basketball game come out, or every time somebody is finna take a concept that 2K does, oh, they need to do it like 2K. They need to dribble like 2K. They need to shoot like 2K. Well, Madden, they need to make their city or whatever the fuck they gonna do with their open world like 2K. But y'all niggas hate 2K. Y'all can't fucking stand 2K. So why the fuck do y'all want everything to be like 2K if you don't fucking like it? Make it make sense, please.
Look.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 8up the Casual, and we're back at it with another reaction video. So today we're reacting to The Internet Is Lying to You About College Football 27 by Good Game Bro. I've been subscribed to him for a while. I like his content. But if y'all don't know what he's talking about, I don't know if y'all been on Twitter and y'all been seeing the little simulation shit that people been making of college football 27, of you walking around campus and being able to do all the type of the other shit. Some people thought that shit was real. Like you legit got people who thought that was real. So today we're reacting to a video about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Other than that, let's get into the video.
Over the last couple of weeks, your timeline has been completely taken over. And honestly, the stuff people are posting looks incredible. There's AI-generated videos of players walking through fully modeled college campuses, tailgate atmospheres outside of major stadiums, a Road to Glory player jogging through the horseshoe at the golden hour. And it's not...
What I will say, I like this shit looks great. It looks dope. That's one thing I will say. This looks fucking fantastic. But it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
just random people on social media. There are actual universities posting their own versions, millions of views, trending hashtags, and one question is flooding every single comment. Is this real? And I hate to break it to you, but no, none of it is, but there's a bigger question that you should be trying to ask. The bigger question isn't whether those videos are fake. The bigger question really is, when EA Sports has eventually built an open world for their football games, will it even remotely look like what you've been seeing? And based on what EA has actually said publicly, what they're already testing in another game right now.
Hey, do y'all niggas know how many fucking college campuses there are? I mean, college schools there are? Thousands. If you're talking about the FBS, I think it's over 100. But nigga, that's over 100 schools. Do y'all know how much fucking space that's gonna take up? Hell no.
In the very specific way this company operates, the answer's a little bit complicated. My name is Good Game Bro, and I'm breaking it all down for you today to make it easier to understand and tell you the one possibility that nobody in this conversation is talking about, and it's something that could actually change how we experience college football for years. I think it's really important to establish what you're actually looking at when this stuff pops up on your feed, because not all of it is coming from the same place, and I think that matters. There's been an incredible amount of this coming from fans, and it's people that have access to AI tools like ChatGPT's new imaging capabilities, Midjourney, and other ones out there, but what they're doing is generating video and images of what open world college football experiences could look like.
Let's be real, let's be honest. You're not gonna want to do this shit for 3 years of your college football career. I know this look dope. I know y'all would think this would be fun. You're not gonna want to do this shit for 3 fucking years. Niggas gonna want to play the games, bro. This is not gonna work. They tried it with 2K and look how that shit turned out. Well, not this, but they tried making a building a big ass city in 2K and niggas hated it. Especially when you was forced to do shit. Like, why is you forcing me to run around with this fucking hot dog on my head before I'm able to play a fucking game? No, bro, this shit not gonna work. Again, this looks dope. Looks nice. It's just not gonna work.
And some of this is really impressive. Campus environments with full atmosphere, weight rooms, practice fields, locker rooms that really look like specific school locker rooms. And One of the most viral clips I've seen shows a player in full gear walking from their dorm toward a massive stadium at sunset, and if you're scrolling too fast, you can mistake that for real game footage. And I think most people kind
Like
of
in a
view that
perfect
as being
world,
not real, but it's the second wave of content that got
this
really
is dope.
confusing
Like
for
they'll
people.
find a
When
way to make
actual
this shit work.
universities like West Virginia were
It's
posting
just
their own AI-generated
bro.
concepts,
It's
not
too much.
EA, not developers, the actual schools, that got a little confusing for people. Seeing the schools post mock-ups of their own campuses inside what looked like the College Football 27 UI environment, when a school posts something like that with their own branding on their official account with EA logos on it, people feel like that's coordination, because we've seen that from EA before. When College Football 25 came back, there was a coordinated game plan. And listen, it's social media. When schools see an opportunity to go trending with some variety, they are going to absolutely do it. But at this point, EA has not shown a single frame of open world gameplay for College Football 27. What they have done is more interesting that though, and I think more telling. If we actually look at what EA has really said, their leadership has been pretty transparent about the direction they're taking their sports games. The concept of social hubs and open world environments has been discussed publicly at the executive level for a couple of years now. But
Now, what I would say, if they find a way to do it correctly, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope for college and Madden. If they find a way to do it correctly. Now, if they fuck it up, I I can't even imagine a backlash. They're already getting a shit ton of backlash from the piss poor gameplay and all the animations and the jerseys and the equipment and shit. So if they fuck it up, oh bro.
key detail people are missing out on is which game they said is coming to first. And that game is EAFC, their soccer game. And if you don't
Oh yeah, if you don't know, like everything hits their soccer game first before it even touches college or Madden. Sucks as a college and Madden football fan, but that's just how they do business. Everything because they test the shit out in their soccer game. The shit works in their soccer game, then that's when they bring it over to Madden and college football. Sucks, but
nothing about EAFC, it is their biggest sports title in their entire portfolio. The amount of people that purchase that dwarfs college football, dwarfs Madden, and dwarfs pretty much every other sports game out there. So when EA wants to test something new and expensive and potentially disruptive to their most popular modes, they put it in FC first. They monitor how it runs, they look and see how players respond, whether it drives retention or makes players run away from the game and go somewhere else, and really whether the monetization holds up. And then if it works, the pipeline kind of carries to their football games. There are some deviations where maybe the NHL series has tried out some things because they are a smaller player base, and if a mode is really kind of volatile and could break something, they'd rather it break in NHL and not FC. But typically EA operates by putting it in FC first. And don't just take my word for it. Insider Gaming's Mike Straw, who has a history of getting a lot of things correct and early, addressed this directly when his mentions got flooded about these school posts going viral. And he basically said, open world is coming to college in Madden at some point, which I think a lot of us knew, but the timeline is really not confirmed. And it does.
It's most likely going to be in 28. It's not going to be in 27. It's going to be in 28. I remember seeing a post about it. Yeah, they're talking about it. It's not going to be in this year's game though. If it is, I'm gonna be shocked. And I honestly feel like that shit was rushed. So don't rush it. Just take your fucking time, please. Please take your time.
Doesn't really feel like it's this year. The FC experiment has got to play out first. But what does that timeline actually look like? The most optimistic scenario I can see here that puts meaningful open world integration would be College Football 28. And even that assumes that FC delivers the results EA is hoping for in its first run. I mean, College Football 27 realistically is not carrying this feature in any capacity unless EA makes an announcement in the next few weeks that nobody in the industry is really expecting. So if you're building your pre-order around College Football 27 having open world integration, you gotta set your expectations a little bit more realistic. And real quick, if you're enjoying this video at all and you're not subscribed yet, because 60% of you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 300,000 subs, and every single one of you is part of getting there. I put out tons of college football and Madden content the second the news drops. You don't want to miss out on what's coming over the next few weeks as EA starts revealing both of these games. Subscribe, turn that bell on, and let's get back into it. But even when EA does build this, it is not going to look like what we've seen on social media. And that's not a knock on EA's development team. It's just a
Not
reality of
even
building
close.
something that actually has to run on a console. I mean, let's look at one of the most popular concepts or rumors right now that people are trying to spread, that the idea of 130 different schools, each with their own unique open world campus, would actually happen. I mean, imagine walking around Oregon's campus, feeling the Pacific Northwest vibe, and then transfer to Alabama and the whole environment shifts. The stadium, the culture, the locker rooms, the weight room, the idea of being in Tuscaloosa versus out there in Oregon. It genuinely sounds great. But if we're being realistic here, the math ain't mathing. That is not.
Yeah, bro, it's over 130 fucking schools, bro. It's not gonna work. Like, because the damn Road to Glory mode alone, this shit gonna take up all the fucking space. You gotta remember, they got Road to Glory, they got their online shit. You know they gonna touch Ultimate Team. I didn't even include Dynasty yet. Yeah, bro, Road to Glory alone is gonna, like, bro, your fucking game gonna explode. It's not possible. I wish it was, but it's not.
Just one open world, that is 130 of them, each one modeled, textured, populated with NPCs, tested for bugs. They're checking the frame rate, maintaining updates throughout it all. I mean, you're talking about a game that would be somewhere between 500 gigabytes to a terabyte of data, depending on the fidelity of what they have. The disk doesn't exist for that. Even your console hard drive probably can't do that. And before you say, well, we don't need all 130, you're right, you don't. But then you're back to what NBA 2K already does, one generalized city environment with a few visual themes based on where your career is. And everybody brings up 2K when this conversation starts. Usually they're saying something like EA needs to do what 2K does.
You know what I found funny about that? Niggas hate 2K. They niggas can't stand 2K. Every time a new basketball game come out, or every time somebody is finna take a concept that 2K does, oh, they need to do it like 2K. They need to dribble like 2K. They need to shoot like 2K. Well, Madden, they need to make their city or whatever the fuck they gonna do with their open world like 2K. But y'all niggas hate 2K. Y'all can't fucking stand 2K. So why the fuck do y'all want everything to be like 2K if you don't fucking like it? Make it make sense, please.
Let's actually look at what 2K does. With what they're doing in their current game, they have one singular city, not 30 neighborhoods representing each NBA franchise, not even two.
Now, I did like the fact that they shrunk the
every
city
my
down
player across the entire game.
that,
And even that one city has been a source
it
of
was a
constant
dope
complaints
concept.
since
That
it
shit was
launched.
too
Players
big.
said it was too large, too empty, too much time spent traveling
That
between
shit was too
activities
big.
that should take 30 seconds to reach instead of a couple of minutes. There was genuinely too much dead space between the things that actually matter, and to 2K's credit, they heard those complaints and they've actually been scaling back the footprint of the space, not expanding it, because a bigger open world with less density is worse than a smaller one that feels alive. So if the franchise that invented the concept for sports games, that is known for taking more risks than what a lot of EA games do, with a single unified player base decided one city was the right answer, and then they found out that that city was too much still to fill properly, what does that tell you about the possibility of EA building out multiple distinct college campuses?
Here's again, city was a dope idea. It was a dope concept. And I like the idea and I like the concept. That shit was huge though. I mean, god damn. Nice idea. Nice concept. It looked nice. It was beautiful. I'm not gonna hold and say it wasn't. It's too fucking huge though, bro. I'm glad they scaled it back.
Environments, because college football has 130 schools, and the whole reason people are excited about the open world concept is the idea that going to Alabama feels different from going to Boise State. That the atmosphere, the campus, the weight of the program reflects where your player actually is. And if EA can only build one generalized space, that differentiation disappears. And if they try to build more than one, the 2K precedent suggests they'll either run out of resources to fill it or ship something that feels hollow compared to what the AI renders promise. But honestly, a good open world needs stuff to do inside of it. Dynamic events, activities, reasons to actually walk around. You can't just drop a player onto a beautifully rendered campus with nothing to interact with. That is a tech demo, not a mode. And look, I get it, the AI concepts would be incredible because the tools generating them have zero constraints. There are no draw distance limits. There's no server load. There's no 60 frames per second mandate. They just output the best looking version of an idea that has no engineering budget to answer to. The development team has to build something that ships on a schedule, doesn't crash on day one, and works online for millions of players simultaneously. That gap between what AI imagines and what actually ships It's enormous. Now, I alluded to earlier that there is something that I've seen nobody bring up right now, and I think it's the most interesting possibility in this entire conversation. EA could build the open world as a completely separate game. Think about what Activision did with Call of Duty and Warzone years ago.
If they do that, just want y'all to know, my microtransactions finna be a bitch. They finna microtransaction the fuck out that damn game, boy. Oh, oh man, they finna microtransaction the fuck out that damn game. If they do that, yeah, but you finna have to pay for every fucking thing.
Call of Duty was already a franchise with annual releases. They had Black Ops, Modern Warfare, Vanguard, and more, and each one had its own full product. Instead of cramming a battle royale experience into existing titles, Activision launched Warzone as its own standalone free-to-play game. The most important part.
If they make it free, oh nigga, you forget about it. Boy, that shit finna have so many microtransactions. As soon as you clicking down in the fucking screen, bam. Hey man, go ahead and spend this $29.99 and you'll be able to get this equipment. You'll be able to get this helmet. You'll be able to get these gloves. As soon as you click no, another one gonna pop up. Bam. Hey man, go ahead and spend this little $30, $35.99 so you can level your player up faster. But that shit finna. That shit. Fuck no.
Was the ecosystem was connected. Your operators from the paid games crossed over. Your blueprints, your cosmetics, your unlocks. Playing Modern Warfare made Warzone better, and playing Warzone made you more invested in that annual title. EA could run that exact model for an open world sports experience here. They could launch a college football open world as its own free-to-play title. The primary experience here is going to be social. You walk around a campus environment, you compete in combine challenges, you run head-to-head skill competitions against other players, and your Road to Glory player, your stats, your cosmetics you earn in College Football 27,
Again,
they
that
import
sound like a
directly
dope
into
idea.
that experience. And I think that's actually a smarter development call than trying to fit an open world inside a mode that already has to carry recruiting mechanics, narrative progression, on-field gameplay, and player development. Let Road to Glory be Road to Glory. Build the open world as its own product. Connect the ecosystem between them. Both experiences get better without either one being compromised. And if you think that feels like a reach, I mean, look at EA's track record. Apex Legends already proved they can build and sustain a free-to-play game on cosmetics alone within a larger ecosystem. And EA Sports College Football Open World, that model is not a stretch for this company. Now, whether or not that's the direction they're actually heading, I genuinely don't know, but it makes a lot more sense than trying to build 130 unique campuses inside a game that's also trying to be the most complete college football simulation on the market. If EA does build an open world environment for college football, whether it's inside Road to Glory or as its own standalone product, it is absolutely going to be monetized, and significantly. We've already talked about what 2K got wrong with the space itself, but the bigger issue is what they put inside it. Cosmetic clothing lines, animations locked behind paywalls, entire buildings in the city where the best gear required either grinding for 100 hours or...
Niggas finna tax the fuck. Hey, you want these cleats? 30,000, nigga. 30,000 VC or whatever the fuck they what's it called? Madden points? 30,000 Madden points, nigga. You want this tattoo? 60,000 Madden points. I'm over exaggerating, but y'all get it because 2K be taxing the fuck out of shoes and shit like that in the park. So
spending real money. The mode went from a playground to feeling like a shopping mall that you had to commute across just to start the game. And as popular as NBA 2K is, a massive portion of the player base checked out. Not because the idea was bad, because the implementation just turned into a chore. EA's version will have cosmetics. That is not speculation, that's a certainty. Helmet designs, gloves, cleats, campus fits, dorm room items maybe, even if they have that sort of experience. If there is an open world environment, EA would be crazy not to sell you things to put into it. And look, cosmetics only monetization here without gameplay impact is a model that works and doesn't really damage the experience. Players can take it or leave it, but that should be fine. And unlike 2K, which I think has done this in a really wrong way that's sort of not working for gamers, I think EA actually has a working blueprint for keeping this balance, and it already exists inside of one of their other franchises. In EA's NHL title, you have the Be a Pro mode, and you also have something called EA SHL. These are two separate experiences with one connection point. You build your player in Be a Pro, you grind the attributes, you develop the career offline at your own pace. And when you bring that player into the EA SHL for online team play, your cosmetics, they come with you. Your look, your gear, your identity, that's all good. But your offline attributes, those don't cross over. Online play has builds that start in a level playing field, completely separate from whatever you've grinded or purchased in career mode. And to me, that is the blueprint right there. Your Road to Glory player build.
Yeah, think about EA. If they really want to make a game, like they know how to make a games. We've seen it. Seen it with Sims. We've seen it with their old Need for Speeds. We've seen it with older Maddens. Like we see it with Apex. Like when they really want to, like they can make a game. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if the niggas again the people above them. That's probably the reason they money hungry. They don't be giving a fuck for real. They just niggas just make us money. Put all your focus in the money and other shit. Like fuck all the other shit. Just make us some money. That's all they care about.
Was offline. The open world experience online, whether that's head-to-head combine challenges, competitive campus events, or whatever form it ultimately takes, it runs on a separate attribution system. You import your look, you don't import your advantages. Online play then stays balanced, career mode stays personal, and nobody feels like they have to spend money just to compete against someone who's been grinding for 2 months. EA has already built this in a different sport, albeit, but we've even seen other games like MLB The Show remove the online elements of their Road to the Show game mode and just put it offline. EA needs to take stock of that and just apply it here. But it can be a little bit of a slippery slope, and there's a version of this where training facilities, certain upgrade paths, and certain events inside the open world require an enormous time grind or actual money to access. And it's really at that point that Road to Glory stops being about the journey on the field and starts being more about your wallet. And that's the mistake that 2K has made and continues to make, and EA, if they want to dominate here, can absolutely not repeat that.
You know how hard it is to grind your player from a 60 on up to a 99. You know, you got in 2K just why do that? You can spend his little money right here real quick. Get your player up to an 81. Even if you pre-order this shit. Dude, I think the VC you get from the pre-order, that shit don't even get your character up to an 81. I think get him up to like a 70 something. You gotta buy extra VC on top of that just to get the nigga to an 81. Greed, man. And again, why stop it when you know niggas gonna buy it? When you know niggas gonna do it? Why stop?
Same mistake. The open world should really make Road to Glory feel alive. The moment it makes the journey feel slower or more expensive, then EA has built a mode that'll look amazing in the reveal trailer and get abandoned by December every year. So I think it's important to remember that the open world content taking over your timeline right now is not real. It's not EA content, it's not a leak or early marketing. It is fans
Not
and
real,
schools
folks.
using AI tools to
It'd be
imagine
dope if it
something that
was.
hasn't been built
And
yet
they
and
found a way
honestly
to, you know,
cannot be built.
put it
We've
in
known that EA has
increment
talked about it for
into
the
the
last
game the
couple
right
of
way,
years
but
that
it's
this
not
is
real.
definitely coming to their sports games. FC is going to come first, the football pipeline for college football and Madden will follow. But the earliest realistic expectation here for any open world integration in college football is the 28 cycle. And even that is assuming that things go swimmingly with FC, and I think even that's a little risky. But when it does arrive, I just want you to remember this is not going to be 130 unique campuses. The company that's been building this feature longer than anyone else settled on one city and then had to make it smaller because players found it overwhelming. So while it would be cool for 130, 2K has already told you everything you need to know about where the ceiling for this actually sits right now. I'd love to hear from you about whether you think this should be part of Road to Glory every single year, or if it should be its own open world thing where you're able to import your Road to Glory stuff in from the cosmetic portion every year as well. I personally think going that Warzone model gives EA an opportunity to build its own product and bridges the annual college football release every single year and gives you a reason to keep coming back. But again, you tell me, do you want EA to invest development resources into an open world experience for college football or not? Or should they just take that same budget and put it into fixing what's already there and Road to
They should fix it. I think shit. I'm torn because of like you do want some new shit in the game. But it's like that new shit in the game not gonna matter if you can't even fix the old shit in the game. Like zones, blocking, niggas not reacting. I don't know. Damn. Probably both. If they can find a way to not, I say fix the game. Just fix it, because the game needs fixing. I'm tired of watching my DB just sit there, wait until the receiver catches the ball and then react. Or I'm tired of watching my damn safety not be able to play a corner route even though I'm putting them on a curl flat. It's annoying. Fix it, please.
Glory, Dynasty, and on-field gameplay. And if you do want an open world, what does it actually look like to you? Standalone, building a road to glory, optional layer you can ignore if you just want to play ball? Tell me in the comments below, because look, EA pays attention to where the community energy goes, and the clearer we are about what we actually want versus what just looks cool as an AI render, the better shot we have at getting something that actually delivers.
Anyway, man, gonna be the end of the video. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said, I feel like it's gonna be a dope concept if they do it right. I feel like it's gonna be a dope concept, but putting all 130 FPS scores into the game, that's not gonna happen. That's just impossible. It's your fucking game is going to explode. Plus, I won't have enough room for GTA 6. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And that.
Phone call like ring, ring, ring. Hello. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Ring, ring, ring. Hello.